lovely people, I know I'm back in the same outfit for a third video, but basically I have quiet space right now and I have a million and one other things that I should be doing, including packing, and I'm putting them off. So today's video is my final of my 3 videos on this little show. Today, instead of doing what we normally do when we see a show, which is to watch, vlog, review, we're going to discuss a few reasons why you should go and check out The Choir of Man at the Arts Theatre on one of your next trips. So if you want to know my thoughts and why you should go and watch it, then stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So yeah, like I did recently for Guys and Dolls, I feel like if I over review, although I don't really review, I just chat and share my thoughts and tell you who I've enjoyed in the cast, instead of over reviewing something, instead I'd make a slightly different video and tell you 5 reasons why you should go and watch The Choir of Man at the Arts Theatre. So let's get into it with number 1. Number 1, why you should go and see this show. Because it is a 1-act straight through, done and dusted show. Why is that a good thing? Because sometimes you go to London, you see shows. If you're like me, you go down for a couple of shows and then you go home. Choir of Man is such an excellent one to have in your arsenal as like a possible ticket, because you can go and see a show, have a great time and be out and either in bed or on a train within 90 odd minutes, give or take. Obviously you'll travel to the train or the hotel, but I have now seen this show twice when shows were cancelled, and for different reasons I decided to book to watch Choir of Man instead. And the great thing is you can be out after watching a show within an hour and a half after having an amazing time, and you can be back in bed if you go and watch the evening show by like 10:30, which is a joy which you don't get that often if you are a person who watches shows and stays over. And the same with the matinee. I went into the show at 2:30, I believe, or is it a 3 o'clock show? I think it's 3 o'clock now I'm saying it. And then you're out by 4:30, nearly 5, which gives you enough time to go and collect your luggage if you've stayed over, and you're back at the train station ready to go home by like 6:30. And sometimes you can catch a cheaper train at that point. I mean, more reason to buy a ticket and go and watch it because you can get a quicker train home and a cheaper train home. Joys. Reason number 2 is the eclectic range of music which will have you dancing in your seat. Now this technically is a jukebox musical. Every song used in the show is a well-known popular song, if you will. Just to name a few, I'm just flicking to check if they have got the list, but I don't think they do. They don't. But off the top of my head, there is songs such as Some Nights by Fun. There is Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross. I'm now unsure if I'm saying that correctly. There is You're the Voice, which I still don't know who sings it, but I am up like punching the air every time they play the song. There is Under the Bridge, there is Adele, Hello, There is so many different varieties of songs that if you don't like one, wait 5 minutes and the next song is something completely different. Everything is just so like get up and go, and you just can't sit in your seat at Choir of Man and listen to the music and not just get properly pumped up. It's just joy musically, and most music played is either played by the band at the top or by the cast themselves, who either are singing basically a cappella or with a small amount of musical instruments played by themselves. I mean, what's not to love? Number 3 is the cast. Now the cast have just changed. However, the great thing about this show is its cast. So on each show there is, I want to say 9, and I'm now unsure. Let's count together. So we have got for each show the Maestro, the Hard Man, the Bore, Handyman, Romantic, the Poet, the Joker, the Barman, the Beast. I was correct, it's 9, winning. Each role is clever in that they have a characteristic or a thing that one character does. However, they use their actual names, and they just have a great time. I always see understudies / swings as well. So for my last 2 times I have had a swing poet. The poet basically does the monologues in the show that to connect each of the songs up. So the last 2 times I've seen the show, the poet has been played by swing, or who was swing, Sam Ebenezer. I probably butchered his second name, but the cast is always so fun and also kind of helpful sometimes. Not last time I saw it, but when I last sat, I literally made it with like 3 minutes to spare because I literally legged it from one theatre to another when my show got cancelled, and by that point the cast were already doing their pre-show, in which they slowly all come out from behind, from like backstage onto the stage, which is usually full of people getting their beers, and then the cast kind of walk around a little bit, kind of suss out their audience, and it just so happened that as I was walking in looking very confused and not knowing where I was going, the person who was playing the Bore that evening, who was Andrew J. Carter, was like, "Hey, can I help? Where are you sitting?" And I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." And then like 2 minutes later he was on the stage. Amazing. So yeah, I absolutely think that the cast of this show, past and probably now present, now that the cast has changed, are something else. I love them. 4th reason, I hope I'm on 4, for why you should go and see this show is because you can actually go and stand on the stage. I have yet to do it, but at the Choir of Man, and I kind of just mentioned it in my number 3, there is a bar on the stage for the entirety of the show. However, you don't just walk up in the middle of a song. Before the show starts, if you have a beer token, which you can buy in the bar, or I believe they're starting to just sell them in the auditorium, but don't quote me on that, get it from the bar or check with merch. You can buy a token and you can get a beer on stage. Now, like I said, I have yet to get on stage. I don't drink beer. I don't know if it's changed since I last looked into it, but from my knowledge, the only way, the only drink you can buy on the stage is a beer, which is a bit gutting every single time because I want to be on that stage. I want to see what it's like from the other way around instead of sitting in my seat. But it's always cool when you can kind of break that barrier and go and stand on the stage and take a picture. And 9 times out of 10, if you've got on there with like 10 minutes to go, the cast are also on there as well, and if you try and take a picture, they will photobomb you. I've seen it happen many a time. It's quite entertaining to watch. But yeah, why not get yourself a, I think it's £5 beer token and get yourself a beer. Just throwing out there. Reason number 5 why you should go and see the show is that you could get a lot of freebies to take home with you. What do I mean by that? Well, during the 90-minute show, there are 3 possible things you might get. Number 1, I have one here. It's a bar mat at the end of a song called The Impossible Dream. You probably know the song itself. They fling out bar mats. Fling is the operative word here because they literally come at full pelt. I'm unsure if you can get them if they reach the top layer of the arts, but definitely if you're in the stalls, and if you're in the front stalls, there is a possibility that one may land in your lap, or in one occasion when I went, it will hit you right in the shoulder and it stinks. The second thing you may get as a freebie is a packet of crisps. Same kind of rules apply if you're in front stalls, or I believe some occasionally get to the upper level of the auditorium. I can't remember what point they come out in my memory, but a box of Walker's crisps comes out and they get flung out into the auditorium every single show. So you may go home with a little cheeky snack. Always nice. It's usually either ready salted, salt and vinegar, or cheese and onion, I think. But hey ho, you may win something different. It's not really winning, but that's by the by. The third thing you might get for free is actually a beer. By the point of the show, by halfway point of the show, the last, I'd say 6 pints come out of, I'm assuming a cask, I don't know, a barrel. Is that what beers are in? I don't know. I don't drink the stuff. But there is usually, towards halfway through the show, 6 pints that become available, which are, I believe, free. You have to get your hand right up there and make yourself really obvious that you want one. And if the cast clock you, they will pass you on this free beer. But like I said, I don't drink it, so that aspect hasn't always excited me. But who doesn't love a freebie? I mean, I'd try the beer if someone brought me one for free, but I'm not going to pay £5 if I'm not going to drink it, you know? I do love a freebie, and that beer mat has been on my wall since I got it. Although I think the person on the back, which I don't know if they still do, but these have people on the back. This one doesn't. But previously they used to have ones with the cast face on. I'm not sure if they still do, but that one does just say the Choir of Man on it twice. Anyway, I didn't think I was going to make this video this long, so I'm going to silence myself here and just basically say, if you are lost on what to do and you want to go and see some theatre, go and check out the Choir of Man. It is an absolutely great show, and yeah, you will not leave disappointed, I don't think. But anyway, we're going to leave this video here. I'm going to leave you alone. You don't have to see this outfit again. But yeah, I love you all lots, and I hope to see you next time. Go and check out the Choir of Man, and yeah, I will hopefully see you in my next video for something maybe slightly different. But that's all I need to say. I love you all lots. Thank you for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye.